And we are live. Love at First Laugh, the Green Room edition. I am so excited today. We are going to talk about love and relationships without the roses and romance with a really good friend of mine that I love. But first, let me tell you, her credits are like impossible. We would be here like 2 weeks to finish saying all her credits. But let's just narrow it down, okay? You've seen her in Too Close for Comfort, Curb Your Enthusiasm. She was a Best Actress nominee at AFI. She was People's Choice Awards winner. Hello. And she is Best Director Award for an independent film at Paramount Studios. Hello. I needed my cheat sheet because you have so many credits. Please welcome the amazing Lydia Cornell.
Oh,
there she is. How are you?
I'm so happy to be here.
I am so happy you're here. This is so fun. We always have fun, like not on the air. So this is a chance for us to have fun live on Facebook and YouTube and all these wonderful platforms that we have.
You are one of the funniest people I've ever met, and the sweetest, most loving, and the most. You attract the world. You've got this incredible energy and optimism that you are so positive. That's what we need right now.
Thank you. And so are you. Are you. You're so loving and such a beautiful soul. I am so happy that we're friends and that I met you at that party that I almost didn't go to. So
didn't go either.
I know, I almost didn't go to. I'm not a party person, believe it or not. I'm kind of like a hermit, half social butterfly. But let's get down to this love and relationships because you have so many stories. Oh my God. I know most of them. They're amazing. Okay, so let's start with the most outrageous dating story.
The most outrageous dating story. Well, first of all, when I met my husband. I raised 3 boys and 2 dogs, including my husband, and they all went through puberty at the same time. So I was raising aliens and living with a Neanderthal and trying to become more shallow so I could communicate with my husband when he left me for Gene Simmons.
Okay.
Gene Simmons isn't gay, but he went on the road with the rock band Kiss, and he left me home to raise the teenagers. And teenagers are not nice people.
No.
But I actually think that's nature's way of making us not like them anymore, so we don't miss them so much when they're gone.
Around brilliant.
If they were toddlers all the way through, we never want them to leave, right? So they become obnoxious. They become temporary jerks, so we can change the locks without feeling guilty. That's what I will never. Oh, Grace, I got to tell you this story. This is really. I'll never forget the day I turned on the TV and saw my husband making out with a groupie on the A&E series Gene Simmons Family Jewels.
Are you serious?
It broke my heart. I mean, how did he get a part in a TV series without having to audition? He's not. He's over 40. He doesn't have flat abs. But I, a recovering sex symbol in withdrawal from cleavage, have to pole dance under bad lighting just to be considered for a part as a lawyer, or a doctor, or a Starfleet commander. Over 40-ish. 50?
Right.
It's not good there. No, listen, I love men. I don't want to blame all my problems on men. But they did invent war and makeup and high heels. Do you know the historical purpose of high heels?
I want to know. What is because they're not fun to
raise
wear.
them up for easier insertion. Okay, never mind.
How about a ladder? How about a step ladder? No, they had to do heels.
But anyway, no,
I love the stuff that you know all these details about like that. I never knew that. Do you Google all this stuff? All these crazy.
Okay, so high heels were invented. I think they were invented by Catherine de Medici on her wedding night. She was very petite, and her boyfriend was like Robin Hood was coming up behind her, and he had to lift her up and put her on a footstool. And then she looked down and thought, voila, this platform would make a nice pair of shoes. It's a very sexual.
I don't like her. She ruined it for us. 100%.
Stiletto heels, women.
I know. So tell me, okay, what is your most outrageous marriage story?
Oh my God. So okay, well, first I want to tell you about 2 dates I went on. I met a guy in the cucumber section of the market one day, and we started dating, and we're sitting on his couch making out, and he touches my breast, and he says, "Are your boobs real?" And I said, "Yes." And he said, "Oh," he got a really forlorn look on his face. He said, "I like fake ones better. They feel more real." This is back when the plastic surgery craze was going on, and he thought those big, giant rubber breasts were the real thing.
That doesn't even make any sense. Wow. Wow.
So he ended up being my husband. Low self-esteem at the time, very low self-esteem.
We learn on the go, right? We learn what we need and what we don't need on the go. And then finally, before we're about to die, we figure it out, right?
Yeah, but I was dating a guy right before I met him.
Yes.
I took my son to Aladdin, the premiere at the Capitan Theater, where Jimmy Kimmel does his shows there now. I think it's the same theater. And it was a Disney premiere, and they had a playground next door to the theater. So all our kids were playing there, and I met a man, a single father, and he comes up to me and he goes, "You know what? Because our kids were all playing together." And he goes, "How about you and I go out for some adult entertainment?" And I looked at him and I said, "That is disgusting. I don't go to porn or strip clubs. Thank you very much." And I stormed off. And then I realized he meant adult entertainment, like without the kids. And I was this really cute guy, this really cool father that I could have gone out with, and I wouldn't have married the other one.
No.
Whom I actually forgave.
Damn it. I know. It's all about timing too.
Yeah.
Right? The opportunity timing, it's always like that. And I know you have a very funny kid, a very smart kid. I have a story, and I would love for you to tell this story because it cracks me up every time you say it.
What I love about love is that if you expand your heart and you embrace everyone and you start loving, you forgive people. Like I forgave my husband for cheating on me. I really did. I mean, I didn't take him back, but I forgave him. And I forgave the whole book I'm writing, Hiding My Brain in My Bra, is about the crazy things that happened in my marriage. So I have a lot of those stories, which I can get back to. But my son, he was so creative, and he was an artist early on. He's a graphic designer now. And he drew a picture for me one day of himself. I think he was about 6 years old. And it was like this crazy picture of himself with bug eyes and his hair all wild, and it was a self-portrait. And he said, "Mommy, if you ever lose me and can't find me, I want you to give this to the police so they'll know what I look like." This is like
I freaking love that.
I'm not kidding. He actually
I can't. It just kills me. Oh my God. Every time you say it, I can't. This is my favorite story ever.
Thank you. I mean, I was like, I couldn't break out, I didn't want to laugh right in his face, but here.
Because no police catch. That's hilarious. Oh my God. So funny. So tell me a little bit more about, let's go back to marriage. If you have, I know, because I know you have a million stories, but what is your best top story, your favorite story about your marriage?
Okay, well, there was so many. Let's see. My husband, he took me to a restaurant for our anniversary with the kids. See, he was a goofball. He liked to make fun and always kind of set me up. But a sports bar, a restaurant, it was called Twin Peaks, a boob restaurant, right? And all the waitresses were half dressed, skimpy waitresses, gorgeous. And I'm walking in there, and he had the nerve to tell me not to use big words around the waitress. He says, "Don't use big words around her." And I was like, "How dare you tell her to use big words, or tell her to put some clothes on? Why should I be the one to change,
Yeah.
So anyway, so I said, I was thinking big words like lascivious, lecherous, onomatopoeia, sauteed, words like that.
Yeah, you're going to use them at a restaurant. I love it.
So I thought, I wanted to have a talk with my sons about sex because they were in puberty at the time, 11 and 12 years old. This is a true story. I figured, this is the perfect time to talk to them about how to treat women.
Good.
And we're sitting at this restaurant. It's like, imagine Hooters, but on steroids, And so I'm having a serious conversation, but I figured, first of all, I better open with a joke to warm them up. So I said, Have you noticed more boobs in America lately? And I'm not just talking about our political leaders. And all three boys, nobody laughed. Nobody laughed. They were all in a trance, riveted on a pair of double D breasts, bouncing toward our table, attached to a barmaid carrying 2 milkshakes. No pun intended. And that's what hit me. Who will teach my sons that beautiful, flat-chested women once roamed the earth, besides Kelly Ripa?
Yeah, exactly. Especially in LA. Yes.
Kelly Ripa is the only New York celebrity who's admitted she never had a boob job.
Never had. Wow. You think like 90%? 90% probably had boob jobs, right?
Yeah, I think that's kind of. This is, by the way, I'm wearing my scarf mask. I just want to show you. I was going to try to advertise.
Oh, yeah, I know. You're like the only person that looks hot in a mask. Look at you. You're so hot.
We all look hot in a mask, you know.
No, you look hot in a mask. I look like a murderer.
No.
I do, trust. With the little hoodie. Oh yeah, I look scary. You look gorgeous. Oh my God.
Jokes going around about masks, you know.
I know. I pimp them. I really like how we're all becoming creative about, with the masks.
Yeah, it can cover your zits too.
Yeah. Well, it creates zits too. If you wear a mask, you sweat so much in there, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, think about it. I sweat like crazy and I can't breathe. They drive me crazy, but we have to wear them. So you told me a lot of stories about show business and in relationship to the Me Too movement, before the Me Too movement. So tell me a little bit of the horrible story.
Like in my era in the 80s, I auditioned for Too Close for Comfort. I had the craziest and funniest audition on earth. And it was I got it on my, from the audition itself. And, but before that, I came to Hollywood and I went to visit an agent at William Morris. I will not name names. I don't believe in ruining someone's life at this point.
No.
I don't believe in it. And I think, unless he's a Harvey Weinstein, a predator, but
right.
There's a lot of men that I believe our culture, nothing happens in a vacuum. And these predators were born in a culture that I believe all human suffering is caused by Victoria's Secret. So that's my theory. And I think advertising created pedophilia. We were advertising. Calvin Klein created sex objects out of boys and girls. I mean,
yeah.
Heels was lying around in sexy jeans at the age of 14, and we were idolizing the sex appeal of children back in the 80s when I had posters coming out and stuff. But anyway, so I walk into this agent's office and he says, "Come over here." And I went to his desk and his pants were off. And he said, "Come here, sit on my lap." And I, instead of reacting the way I should have and said, "How dare you?" I just sort of giggled. And not to make him feel embarrassed, I twirled away and just sort of giggled and sort of went, "Oh, I'll sit over here." And I continued through the meeting with him with the pants off and and I'm thinking, what was wrong with us back then that we thought that was normal behavior? Because we all did. I know many women who thought,
absolutely. It was whatever, that's what they do. And yeah, I know, it's so sad. I'm so happy that the Me Too movement took place finally. It was about time.
I mean, it's gone a little overcorrected at times with certain people, I don't think.
Yeah. With everything, everything, it always goes to extremes until it reaches some kind of medium, right?
Yeah. Happy medium. The balance, the pendulum has to swing back.
Definitely. And I remember can you tell us the burrito story?
Oh my God.
You remember your stories.
My husband, how did that thing start? Oh yeah. Well, I learned how to write by raising boys because they get so bored if you walk in the room and you tell a long story. If you describe the wallpaper or you're like talking how women like to talk. So I learned to get right to the punchline and never bore them. And my husband used to always come in the office when I was working and he'd ask me how I am, but he'd run out of the room before I could answer because he could never stay in the room. And my husband and I made a pact to stop telling white lies because he was into, telling, he would tell me he's going to Walgreens and he meant 2 counties away in San Diego. He'd go, "I'm down the street at Walgreens." It would be, a different city. But he was an interesting con artist, let me put it that way. Wow. But this is what happened one day. I caught him. We made this promise, no more white lies. And I walk in his office and I see him on the phone. He's going, hey, I gotta go. I gotta catch a plane. And I glare at him. I know he's not catching a plane anywhere. And while he's looking at me catching him, he makes a paper airplane with one hand and throws it into his other hand. He goes, I caught a plane. This is how stupid. This is my marriage. Was this all this complete subterfuge?
But I can see he's funny and charming. So it's kind of like, okay, he's a liar and a con artist, but he's funny. That's okay. I'll stay a little longer. I totally get it.
I was always thinking about the ingredients for world peace. He was always thinking about the ingredients of a burrito. I love Mexican food, so if we couldn't communicate, at least we could eat together.
Exactly.
Something was wrong with him when we first started dating, and he goes, hey, I touched him a picture of my brother who had just died, and he was at the Grand Canyon, and Paul goes, did the photographer use a wide-angle lens on that shot? I mean, that's all. That's the only thing.
Oh, he cares. Wow.
He had to be there. It was like,
wow. So we are going to say goodbye for today. We're going to have you back. I know we were like 16 minutes, and I keep them 10 minutes. I know with you it was going to be longer because you have so many stories. And
I remember them right now. I remember them all.
And you want to tell another one?
No.
I'm cool. Nope, you're good. Let's leave them for like episode next one. Okay, like part 2.
Our lighting fix, because both of us are we don't look the same size.
I know.
We need to like be equal.
2 blonde Leos. Right? I have my mane au natural because
you look like a lioness. I love your hair.
Thank you. I've gotten compliments for this hair, and I spent a fortune straightening my hair, and everybody's liking this one. So
no, don't straighten it. Don't straighten it.
Thank you. Well, I won't because I'll save a lot of money. I can eat more burritos that way. So, but we are going to do a live streaming together. We're still working on it, so I wanted to let everybody know, and we will let our fans know when it's going to happen.
Uplifting live stream with
yes.
My podcast is called Delayed Gratification.
Yeah, delayed. Yes.
But we're also going to do one. It's not the Love Show, because we want to talk about
Love Show. Yes, but because love can move mountains and sometimes get you a free dinner. That's why the Love Show. Remember?
Yeah.
So okay. So thank you so much for being on the show, and it was so much fun as always. I love you so much. You're like the most amazing person, a beautiful soul. So loving and so caring and so real.
Back at you. You are the best. I am so glad I met you. One shot meeting you. It really was.
We love each other. That's obvious. So I love you so much. And thank you so much for being on the show. And we will see you again in part 2. All right. Mwah, bye. Bye, everybody. Thank you for tuning in.
Bye.